It's your man who did it this time, coming at you with another episode to the classic series, Debunking Lebron. And this one should be titled, What's So Different? What's so different, LeBron? What's so different? This morning I had a chance to hear one of those clowns on ESPN covering a story about LeBron James being more assertive, being more crisp this year with his passes. Him being allowed to be more aggressive on the offensive side of the ball, as if he ever had a balanced game while he was a member of the Los Angeles Lakers, pardon me. When he was in Miami and a little bit in Cleveland, he did play some D at certain spots, but this Laker trip has been horrendous on the defensive side of the ball, to say the least. Now, I know some of his stands will come by and say, LeBron James had the win shares and the bubble and all this other stuff. Nah, man. I'm talking about what my eyes are telling me and watching the matchups. What's so different, though? And I don't want to be long-winded, so let me get straight to the point. For those of you all who are older than 35, you remember possibly in the late 80s where Doug Collins put Michael Jordan at the point guard position, and he averaged 32, 8, and 8, I want to say. And there was a stint where he had a triple-double, or he had missed a triple-double for like 3 straight games. And Mike put his, full arsenal on display. The passing, the rebounding, and obviously his playmaking ability and his freakishly athleticism, which helped him score on anybody. But then let's speed it up, okay? Let's go to Kobe Bryant, who got mad on the plane with Chris Duhon and told him that I could get a triple-double whenever I want to. He goes out and gets a triple-double. We all know that that's not Kobe Bryant's game. He is a two guard. He plays without the ball. And he loves to get it at the elbow, top of the key. And he loves to make his moves. But there was a time where he also played point guard under D'Antoni. I want to say it was after Steve Nash had got hurt. And Dwight Howard was a member, Paul Gasol. And as I just stated, Steve Nash was hurt, and Kobe Bryant had a couple 13 assist games, 14 assists. He looked great. He said he could play point guard whenever he wanted to. Let's speed it up a little bit, make it more prevalent, more recent day. Kevin Durant, 2 years ago. They said that if he ever had to do everything, we would see how good he really is. The Milwaukee Bucks, second round, 2 years ago. Kevin Durant had assists, he rebounded, and he had 50-plus points. He was exhausted because Steve Nash played him like he was some type of robot. But we got a chance to see that if Kevin Durant is pushed to the test, he knows how to play with the ball. He didn't turn it over as much. He had a couple turnovers. But he also didn't have James Harden, who was a better ball handler. And obviously Kyrie was out too. And Kevin still made an attempt to almost get them past the Milwaukee Bucks, who eventually was your NBA champions. You can go back as far as Magic Johnson playing center, playing out of position, adjusting his game. You can go even further back with Wilt Chamberlain, saying that he could have averaged 50 every year, but he realized he was trying to make his teammates more or less dependent on him, similar to Bill Russell. What's so different? So now we're in 2022, and I believe I left a comment on 2 Raw's video about LeBron recently, What is so hard if this guy's IQ is the highest NBA basketball IQ we've ever seen? I didn't say that, that's what they say. He and Darvin Ham can't strategize week to week, possibly game to game. Hey man, this is the game where I play off the ball. This is the game where I get down and dirty, put on my hard hat, and rebound a little bit more. I got Aaron Gordon. Let me take the initiative to watch Jokic. If I'm playing against Milwaukee, second half, let me body up with Giannis, try to get him in foul trouble. Against the Clippers, let me run Kawhi a little bit more. Let Russ take the duties of the point guard position. Let me play off the ball. What is so hard for this guy to adjust his game by game to game, not a play on words? Is he unwilling, or is it simply the fact that he can't play without the ball? Now, as much as I really don't care for the guy, we're not here to lie. He has the God-gifted ability to catch alley-oops at least one time in his life, and we know he can now. We see him make corner jump shots. Well, what's the issue why you can't play without the ball? You can't cut back door? We see certain highlights that make ESPN, ESPN now, and NBA TV and TNT highlights. They make sure they show one or two plays where he cuts, but I'm talking about really to make sure that the flow of the game is more towards his team's advantage to win by cutting backdoor, tiring out Kawhi Leonard or Paul George or whoever watches him. Bodying up with Giannis, maybe tiring him out in the second half. He has a 260 to 280 pound frame. Wouldn't that make sense if he and Darvin Ham sat down game to game? And whether we like it or not, he's almost of most of these coaches' age now. So it's not like he would be being disrespectful by going against the coaching plan or the game plan, pardon me. I mean, y'all said he's the greatest leader in sports. He's better than Bill Russell. So what's so different? Bill Russell did it. What's so different, man? Because it's not just me. There are many, many YouTubers and other content creators who are sick and tired of, once again, it's not necessarily LeBron, it's the media behind him. He's the fall guy, so we have to debunk all of the bullcrap around him. But he's not too far off because he's playing for accolades at this point. Would he take a championship? He'd be a fool not to. But the way to get to a championship would be being honest with yourself and realizing that the energy that you're exerting, playing in the Drew League and the Pro-Am, yeah, that keeps you younger at certain times and it's good for cardio. You know, I have my speculations why he's still going the way he is, but that's neither here or there. But we're not going to hate on him for working out, and he loves the game. Because guess what? If he was sitting on his butt, we'd all be critiquing him like, if you love the game, then why are you doing this? So when you get to a place like where LeBron and Mike and Kobe and to a lower degree, someone even like James Harden, you can't really enjoy your vacation, but at the same time, you can't play ball or people will tell you to sit down. The only way to really look at that and assess the situation case by case, or in this case, person by person, would be to understand their glutton for attention. No one would care about these guys working out or not working out if they didn't post so much. If you want to go to Berlin with your wife, LeBron, and your kids, man, you deserve it, man. You work out, you play basketball, this is your job, you have vacation time. But when you tweet that and you tweet how much working out you're doing, you leave so much cards on the table for people to predict your next move. That's a whole nother video for a whole nother time. But what's so different? Is he unwilling or can he not play without the ball? Is he unwilling or can he not rebound 10 plus rebounds a game? Is he unwilling or is he incapable of playing defense? Is he unwilling or is he incapable of allowing Russell Westbrook to really be a natural point guard? Kevin Durant failed, and he failed to a certain degree miserably. This is what the media told us in Oklahoma City with Russell Westbrook. James Harden and Mike D'Antoni failed. The Washington Wizard experience, you all could say what you want to say. You may disagree. I thought it went pretty well with Bradley Beal. They made a little bit of a noise, but they eventually got eliminated. Russell Westbrook may not be a championship player, but as far as him being a championship point guard, clearly we know his best days are behind him. But how do you tell this person to slow it down? Like Shaquille O'Neal tried to in the stands. Wouldn't we expect LeBron James to go above and beyond to teach Brody about pace? And if you can't teach him about pace, what are you doing as a leader to lead by example of how Russ should follow you? And I'm going to leave y'all with this, an example. So if LeBron James has never led the league in rebounding or never had a season of 10 plus rebounds per game, the way to show Russell Westbrook and Darvin Ham and the new coaching staff that I'm not just talking, the first quarter of the NBA season, LeBron, you average 9.5 rebounds, maybe even 11 rebounds, hell. And you let Russell Westbrook know, not in front of the media, but maybe behind closed doors, look, nigga, I'm willing to sacrifice my game, so you got to sacrifice your game and slow it down a little bit. But if everybody's selfishly worried about their own endorsements, their own branding, their own spot in the NBA archives and Mount Rushmore, because I guess they're all faces of LeBron. LeBron when he was in Miami, LeBron in Canada, LeBron in Cleveland, and now LeBron in LA. Those are the four faces on Mount Rushmore. Then dag, man. If that's the case, then maybe he's not really the leader that we thought he was. What's so different? All these men that I named in the very beginning of this video, Michael, Kobe, Kevin, Magic, Wilt, Russell, shoot, even Larry Bird after the back started acting up. Now that was more like injury based, but he still had to adjust his game. Why? Since the 8th grade, this man has not had to adjust his game. And I'm not the only person saying this. This might be even become redundant to some of you guys. I'm just saying, like, the behind the scenes we'll never know. But I have a hunch from what I see based off of the product that they put out there on the floor. He's not rebounding. He's not bodying up. And the only time he really bodies up is when he gets frustrated. Then he hits people in the face, and then it turns into WWE, and he's looking around like, what did I do? Y'all know what I'm trying to get at. The Detroit Piston game. Pardon me. But that's it, man. I'm not really feeling too well. I appreciate everyone for their support. This is your man Who Did It this time, coming at you with another episode of Debunking Lebron. And this one is titled, What's So Different? Alright, be well.